Welcome to SH English Story. Have you ever felt lost in a sea of tasks, overwhelmed by demands, and unsure where to even begin? We live in a world that constantly bombards us with information, deadlines, and endless possibilities. It's easy to feel like you're always busy but never truly productive, constantly reacting to urgent demands rather than proactively shaping your own success. But what if there was a way to cut through the noise, to identify precisely what truly matters, and to systematically achieve your most ambitious goals? This isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter, with a clarity and precision that allows you to take control of your time, your tasks, and ultimately your destiny. Today, we're going to unlock powerful frameworks that can transform your approach to productivity, helping you navigate the complexities of modern life and propel yourself toward genuine growth and accomplishment. In our fast-paced world, being busy has almost become a badge of honor. We respond to emails instantly, juggle multiple projects, and fill every spare moment with activity. Yet this constant state of motion often masks a deeper problem, a lack of strategic focus. We might be completing tasks, but are they the right tasks? Are they moving us closer to our most important objectives? Or are we simply treading water, caught in a cycle of reactive work? This pervasive challenge stems from several factors. First, there's the sheer volume of information and demands. Digital communication, social media, and countless notifications create a continuous stream of distractions. Our attention is fragmented, making it difficult to concentrate on any single task for an extended period. Second, many of us operate without a clear prioritization system. We rely on intuition, last-minute urgency, or simply tackling whatever lands on our plate next. This often leads to critical tasks being neglected until they become emergencies, creating unnecessary stress and suboptimal outcomes. Third, there's a psychological component, the satisfaction of checking things off a list, regardless of their true impact. It feels good to complete tasks, even trivial ones, which can trick our brains into believing we're being productive when we're actually just busy. Understanding these underlying challenges is the first step toward reclaiming control and building a more intentional approach to personal and professional achievement. The key to overcoming the illusion of busyness lies in strategic prioritization. This isn't just about making a to-do list. It's about systematically evaluating every item on that list against clear criteria. This is where prioritization frameworks come into play. These are structured tools designed to help you quickly and accurately decide what to work on, when, and why. They provide a common language and a methodical approach to decision-making, transforming overwhelming lists into manageable, actionable plans. One of the most widely recognized and effective frameworks is the Eisenhower Matrix, popularized by former U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower. This method categorizes tasks based on two primary dimensions: urgency and importance. Urgency refers to how time-sensitive a task is. Does it have an immediate deadline? Importance refers to how critical a task is to your long-term goals and values. Does it contribute significantly to your overall objectives? Imagine a simple chart divided into 4 squares, like a window pane. In the top left square, you have tasks that are both urgent and important. These are crises, pressing problems, or deadlines. They demand your immediate attention. Think of a project that's due today, or a client emergency. Next, in the top right are things that are important but not urgent. This is the quadrant of strategic growth. These are crucial for your long-term success, but don't have an immediate deadline. Examples include planning, relationship building, personal development, or preventative maintenance. This is where true productivity and growth reside, yet it's often neglected. Moving to the bottom left, you'll find what's urgent but not important. These are distractions or interruptions that demand immediate attention but don't contribute significantly to your goals. Think of certain emails, phone calls, or routine tasks that could be handled by others. The goal here is to delegate or find more efficient ways to manage them. And finally, in the bottom right, are the tasks that are not urgent and not important. These are time wasters. They offer no real value and should be avoided or drastically minimized. Scrolling aimlessly through social media or engaging in non-essential busy work falls into this category. The Eisenhower Matrix provides a robust initial filter, helping you quickly identify what demands your immediate energy versus what requires deliberate scheduling or elimination. It shifts your focus from merely reacting to being proactive, enabling you to dedicate more time to the activities that truly matter for your growth. While the Eisenhower Matrix is excellent for a broad initial sorting of tasks, sometimes you need a more granular approach, especially when dealing with projects, ideas, or initiatives where the impact and feasibility need more precise measurement. This is where the ICE scoring model proves invaluable. Originating in product development and startup environments, ICE provides a simple yet powerful way to quantitatively prioritize items. Each item is scored on 3 factors, typically on a scale of 1 to 10. Impact. This describes how much positive effect a task or idea will have if successfully completed. It relates directly to your goals, whether personal, professional, or organizational. For instance, a task with a high impact might be launching a new product feature, securing a major client, or mastering a critical skill. Confidence. This refers to how confident you are that this task or idea will actually achieve its intended impact. It isn't about absolute certainty, but rather your belief in its success given available information and resources. A high confidence score could be given to a task you've completed successfully many times before, or a well-researched project with clear, defined steps. Ease. This evaluates how easy it is to execute the task or idea. It considers the time, effort, resources, and any potential obstacles involved. A high ease score might mean a task that takes little time, requires few external dependencies, or aligns perfectly with your existing skills. Once you've assigned a score, perhaps from 1 to 10, to each of these 3 factors, you multiply them together to get a total ICE score for each item. The items with the highest ICE scores are then your top priorities. Let's consider an example to make this clearer. Imagine you have 3 potential projects on your list. The first one is to develop a complex new skill. Its impact on your career could be huge, so you'd give it a high score, let's say a 9 out of 10 for impact. But you might not be very confident you can complete it quickly or without significant challenges, so you might give it a 6 for confidence. And because it's difficult and time-consuming, you'd give it a low score for ease, perhaps a 3. Now multiply these numbers, 9 times 6 times 3. That gives you a total ICE score of 162. Next, consider a second project. Optimize an existing daily workflow. This might not have the biggest career-changing impact, so maybe you'd score it a 7 for impact. However, you're very confident you know exactly how to do it, giving it a 9 for confidence, and it's relatively easy to implement, so an 8 for ease. Multiplying these, 7 times 9 times 8, gives you a total score of 504. Finally, think about a third project. Research a new trend for future reference. The immediate impact is low, perhaps a 4. But you're extremely confident you can find the information online quickly, so a 10 for confidence, and it's very easy to do, a 9 for ease. Multiplying those, 4 times 10 times 9, gives you a score of 360. In this example, the second project with an ICE score of 504 would be prioritized over the others, even though the first project had a higher potential impact. Why? Because the workflow optimization offers a very high impact with high confidence and high ease, making it the most efficient use of your resources for immediate, tangible results. The first project, despite its high potential, is significantly harder and less certain, suggesting it might require more long-term planning or breaking down into smaller, more manageable steps. This quantitative approach brings objectivity to prioritization, moving beyond gut feelings or the loudest demands. Applying these frameworks effectively in your daily life requires a structured approach and consistent practice. It's not just about knowing the matrices. It's about integrating them into your decision-making habits. Here's a practical guide to implementation. 1. Capture everything. The master list. Start by getting absolutely everything out of your head and onto a single list. This includes work tasks, personal errands, long-term goals, ideas, and even minor concerns. This active brain dumping clears your mental space and provides the raw material for prioritization. 2. Initial triage with Eisenhower. Once you have your comprehensive list, begin applying the Eisenhower Matrix. Go through each item and quickly categorize it as urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, or not urgent and not important. This initial pass helps you immediately identify crises that need to be tackled first, strategic priorities you need to schedule, tasks you can delegate or automate, and pure time wasters that should be eliminated. Resist the urge to jump into doing anything yet. The goal is simply to classify. 3. Deep dive with ICE. The important but not urgent quadrant is where the ICE scoring model shines brightest. These are your growth drivers, but they often compete for attention. Take all the items from this quadrant and, for each one, assign an impact, confidence, and ease score. Calculate the ICE score for each. Now you have a ranked list of your most strategically valuable initiatives. Start working on these top-scoring items, scheduling dedicated time for them. 4. Managing the other quadrants. Tackle urgent and important items immediately. For urgent but not important tasks, actively seek opportunities to delegate them. Can a team member handle it? Is there a tool that can automate it? Could you simply say no or push back on the urgency? And be ruthless with the not urgent and not important items. These are energy drains, and you should eliminate them from your list and your habits. Let's imagine a quick scenario for a busy professional to see this in action. You're a marketing manager. Your master list might include things like responding to client emails, preparing for next week's quarterly review meeting, creating a new marketing strategy for a product launch, and responding to an urgent sales inquiry. Using the Eisenhower Matrix, you'd find that responding to the sales inquiry and reviewing a junior team member's report due at the end of the day are both urgent and important. Preparing for the quarterly review and creating the new marketing strategy are important, but not urgent. Responding to routine client emails might be urgent, but not important if they could be delegated or templated. And perhaps attending an optional team social event is not urgent and not important to your core goals. Now, you'd use the ICE model to decide which of your important but not urgent items to focus on. Preparing for the quarterly review, for example, has a high impact on your leadership standing and career. You're very confident in your ability to do it well, and it's a moderately easy task. The new marketing strategy, however, has an even higher potential impact for the product's success, but you're less confident about tackling it right now, and it's a very complex, time-consuming task, making it lower on the ease scale. Based on the ICE scores, preparing for the review might rank higher as an immediate priority for dedicated work, while the marketing strategy might require more long-term planning or breaking down into smaller, more manageable parts. The point is to make conscious, data-driven decisions about what to tackle first for maximum impact on your overall well-being and goals. The impact of consistently applying these prioritization frameworks extends far beyond simply completing tasks. It fundamentally transforms your relationship with your work, your time, and your personal growth. First, you'll experience enhanced productivity and efficiency. By focusing on what truly matters, you eliminate wasted effort on trivial tasks. You spend your energy on high-leverage activities that produce significant results. This isn't just about doing more, it's about achieving more of what matters. It frees up time for deeper work, innovation, and strategic thinking that reactive busyness never allows. Second, you'll notice a significant reduction in stress and overwhelm. One of the biggest stressors in modern life is the feeling of being constantly behind or swamped by an endless to-do list. Prioritization brings clarity. When you know exactly what your top priorities are and why, the mental load significantly decreases. You can say no to less important requests without guilt, knowing you're protecting time for your most critical work. This proactive approach prevents tasks from becoming last-minute emergencies, reducing the constant pressure cooker environment. Third, your decision-making will improve. These frameworks provide a structured way to evaluate options. Instead of relying on gut feelings or succumbing to the loudest demand, you have a clear, objective method for weighing impact, confidence, and effort. This leads to more rational and effective decisions, both in professional and personal contexts. It also helps you identify whether a task is truly yours to do, or if it's best delegated or even eliminated. Fourth, you'll accelerate your personal and professional growth. The important but not urgent quadrant, heavily informed by ICE scoring, is the engine of growth. These are the activities that build skills, expand knowledge, foster relationships, and lay the groundwork for future success. By deliberately carving out time for these items, you are investing in your long-term development, ensuring that you're not just busy, but also continuously evolving and improving. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, you'll experience a greater alignment with your goals. Without a prioritization framework, it's easy to drift, losing sight of your ultimate objectives amidst the demands of everyday life. These tools act as a compass, ensuring that each task you undertake is a deliberate step in the direction you truly want to go. This creates a powerful sense of momentum and purpose, transforming aspirations into tangible achievements. While powerful, implementing these prioritization frameworks isn't without its challenges. Understanding these common pitfalls and some advanced concepts can help you navigate complexities and maximize your success. The biggest pitfall is consistently falling into the urgent and important quadrant, becoming perpetually reactive. This can happen if you don't adequately plan for important but not urgent tasks, allowing them to eventually become urgent. The solution is disciplined scheduling and constant vigilance to prevent future crises. Another related trap is mistaking urgency for importance. Just because someone else considers something urgent doesn't mean it's important to your goals. Learning to politely but firmly manage expectations is crucial. You also have to watch out for overanalysis and perfectionism. While the ICE scoring model provides numerical clarity, it's possible to get bogged down in overanalyzing every single score. The goal is rapid, informed decision-making, not perfect precision. Don't spend more time scoring than doing. Similarly, perfectionism can make your ease scores artificially low if you're constantly striving for flawless execution. Remember, sometimes good enough is perfectly effective, especially for less impactful tasks. Another challenge is dynamic prioritization. Life is rarely static. New tasks emerge, priorities shift, and unexpected events occur. These frameworks aren't a one-time exercise. They require regular review and adjustment. Weekly or even daily brief check-ins to reevaluate your list and scores are essential. This agile approach ensures your priorities remain relevant to your current reality. When you're working in a team or an organization, applying these frameworks introduces new complexities. What's important to one person might not be to another. Conflicting priorities across departments can create friction. Advanced concepts involve aligning team goals with individual contributions, creating shared prioritization criteria, and fostering a culture of transparent communication about what is being prioritized and why. Finally, be aware of the fake urgency phenomenon. In many modern workplaces, there's a culture of artificial urgency, where almost everything is labeled, quote, urgent. This dilutes the meaning of urgency and makes effective prioritization challenging. Developing the skill to question true urgency, ask for clarification on deadlines, and manage expectations is vital to protect your time and focus on what truly moves the needle. This often involves clear communication and setting boundaries. The ability to control your own work and achieve desired outcomes through strategic self-management is not just a personal skill. It's becoming a fundamental necessity in an increasingly complex world. As technology continues to accelerate, bringing with it more information and more demands on our attention, the need for robust prioritization frameworks will only grow. We are moving towards an era where deep work, focused, uninterrupted attention on a single task, will be the ultimate competitive advantage, and prioritization is the gatekeeper to that state. Emerging trends suggest a continued emphasis on personal agency and autonomy in work. Individuals are increasingly expected to be self-starters, capable of managing their own workloads and contributing strategically. Frameworks like the Eisenhower Matrix and ICE scoring empower individuals to meet these expectations, transforming them from passive recipients of tasks into active architects of their own success. They provide a mental toolkit for navigating the ambiguity of modern roles and fostering a proactive mindset. Ultimately, mastering self-control through these prioritization methods is about more than just boosting your output. It's about reclaiming your time, reducing stress, and aligning your daily actions with your deepest values and long-term aspirations. It's about achieving genuine growth, not just superficial busyness. In a world clamoring for your attention, the power to choose what truly matters is the most profound form of control you can wield. By adopting these systematic approaches, you don't just achieve more, you achieve better, leading to a more fulfilling and impactful life. The journey begins with a single step, taking conscious control of your priorities.